And always, we're here for you. Have a great weekend. Good night.
Half a day, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. You're watching KUAM News Weekend Edition. Thanks for joining us. From distributing relief supplies to supporting affected families, the American Red Cross is helping communities recover from Super Typhoon Bobby. Janice Carrasco has tonight's top story.
Recovery is underway across Guam after Typhoon Bobby. But for many families, the work is far from over. Executive Director of the American Red Cross spoke about the differences between Typhoon Bobby and previous storms and the resilience of the people who call Guam home.
Every typhoon is different in some shape or form. I think what we share in common is the resiliency of our island people, right? Whether you're born and raised on Guam, you grew up in the islands, or you've called the Marianas home over the past few years. I think our island people are the most resilient when it comes to recovery. And I think, but sometimes even the most resilient people need some support. I said that before, and that's where the Red Cross steps in. The biggest differences this time around, I would say, is that a lot of our teams are familiar with what to expect and how to support.
King Tanisa says preparation began well before the storm, with volunteers deployed, shelters staffed, and response teams positioned across Guam and the CNMI.
Before Typhoon Bobby made landfall, we deployed our national volunteers to Guam and the CNMI, and we have over 200 assigned to this operation. We recently flew out some teams to Rota as well, and we're working on Tinian, and the others are in transit on their way here. At this moment, our priorities include sheltering and recon, which is like reconnaissance, which includes like doing some preliminary assessments, checking out the areas and the villages that are damaged, and taking pictures and capturing data so we can know what the next steps are. In terms of sheltering in Saipan, at the request of the public school system there, we were requested to help staff the shelters, the Tier 1 shelters here on Guam. But once the government selects a location for that Tier 2 shelter, the Red Cross will be ready to support and provide our services.
King Tanisa reflects the biggest takeaway from Typhoon Bobby was not the challenges, but the progress. Lessons learned from previous disasters help the organization respond faster and more effectively.
We know how to react faster. We know who to reach out to immediately to. A lot of people were reaching out to us, just knowing who they can connect with already. So we're not surprised about a lot of things. We're just ready to support.
He shares 2 ways the community can help.
We can definitely use a lot of volunteers. And the second way that people can help is by being a donor or donating.
While the cleanup continues, so does the spirit of the island. Time and again, Guam has shown that even after the strongest storms, its people rise together. Janice Carrasco, KUAM News.
Keeping with typhoon coverage, natural disasters of any scale and scope can be very stressful, even for the most experienced of island residents. And our Nevaeh Anderson headed down to Maleso after Super Typhoon Bobby's passage and came across some fellow Southern girls who exhibited another aspect of our culture: positivity, faith, and resilience. Here's her inspiring talk with the Soriano family.
Half a day, Guam. Nevaeh Anderson reporting from Maleso with Jaylene and Gianna Soriano. They have just returned from seeking shelter to their main residence here in Maleso. Guys, how was the storm for you, and what was your experience like?
For the most part, it was okay because we were able to take shelter. We were over at Hoshino, right?
Yes.
Resort. Her other half actually works there, so we were able to
seek shelter there.
Yeah, but it was okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. It was okay. We're just glad to be back to see what happened, here at home versus what we saw up in the central. Well, I think that's what you call the central.
Right, and you mentioned that some of the rooms, even where you guys were staying at the hotel, got flooded with all the winds and the rain.
Yeah.
You guys were stable and secure there at the hotel?
our area for the most part was stable. It was livable. It was everything.
Yeah.
It's better than being out somewhere where we don't know what's going to happen. We were just glad our family's safe.
Of course. And you're just returning home now. As we can see behind us, there's some debris blown around, but what were your main concerns when you guys were seeking shelter from the typhoon?
Just the house in general. We didn't want it to, because it's only, it's only a 2-bedroom, and we just didn't want it to like leak, get flooded and stuff like that, And it is only, cement board?
Yeah, it's only cement board, tin roof, and
so
everything. It's like, I mean, I'm surprised it's still standing.
It's good. It's pretty good.
SBC actually in 2023 after Mawar, SBC is the one that helped build this up for when I was living here. It was just me and my own family, but now it's everybody. For the most part, I'm really glad. They told me that it's going to stand throughout some typhoon, so
and it did,
I took their word. That is the second one.
But first in Laku, now Bobby, so yeah. We're just grateful. We're really grateful. It's not as bad as we thought. Yeah.
I mean, our storage looks really messed up, but
I think that's the only part.
But it's okay.
Yeah, and it looks like all the chickens and the roosters made it through as well. Driving down here from Tamuning, what were some of the things that you noticed about recovery efforts going on?
Marine Drive.
Clear roads for the most part?
Oh, yes.
A lot of it was clear. I think they've been working since before Car 4, so I give them a lot of props, a lot of credit.
They're out there working.
They're out there pushing themselves to make sure that everyone's safe on the road.
Right.
And that was nice to see.
Yeah.
Not like they didn't do it in Sinlaku. Sinlaku was a lot of, damage from the waters, but
I would say it was worse,
this month, this time, it was actually, I think, they were more prepared for this one than they were last time.
Right. And now that you guys are safely home, will you be reaching out to the mayor's office for assistance?
Honestly, if we need it, then yes. But overall, most of the time, we don't normally ask. Sometimes they do come over and just assist us, which we're really grateful for. Our mayor is on point.
Franklin.
His staff is on point. Yes, Mayor Franklin.
Yes, Mayor
That's
Franklin.
all you.
Well, we're glad that you guys made it through the storm safe and are able to come back to your residence and see that it's still standing and be able to clean up and move forward with your recovery efforts. Is there any message that either of you have for the community as we all transition toward recovering from Typhoon Bobby?
We got this, Guam. We got it.
And you know what? We're one team, one family. Help each other. If you need us, let us know. We're all the way down south, though.
Come down south. Call us up north.
And we have our grandma. Our grandma lives in Dedido.
Okay.
Yeah.
She said that it's really terrible at her area. So we're going to you, Grandma. We'll be there to help you.
Yes, as you said, we're one Guam, and we should all be getting out there to support each other when we can, when we have assessed our own damages to our own properties and make sure that all of our families are okay. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you luck with all of the cleanup and recovery.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you so much for your
time.
time.
Our mom was actually holding this house together for us. We just lost our mom last year.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you so much for your time. And make sure to stay tuned with KUAM as we bring you more recovery updates. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
A 46-year-old man is behind bars after police say he stole a woman's vehicle during Super Typhoon Bobby, and it may be connected to a string of crimes targeting the same victim. According to court documents, the victim reported her vehicle missing after leaving it parked at her home before the typhoon. The next day, Guam police officers found Kurt Anderson Damien allegedly driving the vehicle with a different license plate attached. Investigators say the case goes beyond the stolen car. The same woman had previously reported a burglary at her home in late June, where electronics, cash, a spare vehicle key, and a checkbook were taken. She later discovered a forged check made out to Damien had been deposited into an ATM. Police say Damien admitted he had returned to what he described as a criminal life and allegedly told officers, quote, "Shoot, you got me, just arrest me." Damien now faces multiple felony charges, including burglary, theft of property, and a theft of an automobile, along with a misdemeanor charge of unauthorized use of a vehicle. His case is now before the court. In other news, the University of Guam students returning for the summer session this week were welcomed back to a cleaner campus thanks in part to members of the Guam Green Growth Conservation Corps. Following the all-clear after Super Typhoon Bobby, members of the 1st G3 Youth Conservation Corps and the 2026 G3 Conservation Corps joined UOG facilities management crews to clear storm debris across the Milau campus and partner sites. Crews removed fallen branches, cleared safety hazards, and turned green waste into compost to support campus gardens and sustainability efforts. UOG Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grants Director Dr. Austin Shelton praised the Corps members for stepping up and help Guam recover while gaining valuable hands-on experience. The Conservation Corps also assisted at the Guahan Sustainable Culture Food Resiliency Hub in Zotnia, with participants saying they were proud to give back and help their community recover after the storm. The G3 Youth Conservation Corps is part of the Governor's Summer Youth Employment Program, introducing high school students to careers in sustainability, conservation, and the green economy. Well, now to national news. Singer Taylor Swift is back in the headlines after scoring multiple Emmy nominations. Plus, U2 is out with new music. Here's your Eye on Entertainment report.
What a week for pop star Taylor Swift. In addition to her nuptials, her concert film just scored 5 Emmy nominations. The nods are for Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, The Final Show. Swift previously won an Emmy in 2015. Medical drama The Pit leads with 25 nominations, followed by Hacks with 24, setting the record for most nominations in a single year for a comedy series. Irish rock band U2 is still going strong. The band just released the song Street of Dreams, part of their first album in 9 years. The music video was shot in Mexico City. The album comes out later this year. September marks 50 years since U2 was formed, as they show no signs of slowing down. The same can be said for musician Ringo Starr, who turned 86 this week with celebrations in Southern California. The former Beatle just announced an additional tour leg and says he has no interest in retiring yet.
And I've been calling the last tour since like 2021. And my kids are fed up with me now. I said, no, that's it. I'm not going out anymore. Oh, Dad, you said that last year. And I'm out again.
Tickets for his fall tour go on sale tomorrow. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgardner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, stick around. We have more coming up on Weekend Edition, to include what you need to know about the upcoming Society of American Military Engineers Guam Industry Forum, which is scheduled for July 28th to the 30th at the Dusit Thani Guam Resort. You're watching KUAM.
Ready to make the splash this summer? Kmart is. Dive into the fun. Get in the game. Make some waves. Summer Splash at Kmart.
For the SCME Guam Industry Forum, which is a biannual conference, and it's the largest Indo-Pacific readiness conference in the region. And it only happens once every 2 years, so you don't want to miss out. And I'm really glad to be here with Phil Santos, who's been a long-standing member of the Guam Industry Forum, the Planning Committee, and the SCME.
Yep. And Phil, you are no stranger to managing like complex projects here, knowing how things work on Guam, knowing the time for procurement, for working with, the federal government, the local government, the private sector, possibly foreign labor and everything like that. These are critical components that goes into the kind of projects that are going to be discussed at the forum.
Absolutely. And, with SAME being the host, Guam Post, we're looking forward to, again, hosting this industry forum for our island. It brings together a lot of people, not just locally, but from off island. And it gives a chance for everybody to collaborate, network, and listen to people who are foremost experts on topics that we're going to be hosting. Yeah, I emceed this forum a couple of years ago, you guys, and the topics, the networking opportunities are off the chart. So if you are involved in, like Crystal, in the engineering business, in Phil, with big industry here on Guam, you want to make sure to get in. Because Crystal, is there a theme for this year's, because we're dealing with, environmental concerns, contractual concerns, obviously the engineering stuff, military issues.
Right, so the official theme is delivering Indo-Pacific readiness, integrating infrastructure, innovation, and industry capacity. And
she said that in one breath, by the way.
Practicing for later this month. Again, the Guam Industry Forum is from July 28, 29, and 30th at Dusitani Guam Resort. It's not too late to register. Unfortunately, you've already missed the early bird registration, but you can register still today until July 10, and you can get more information on that at theguamindustryforum.com. But a lot of the themes we're going to be talking about is strategic insights from senior defense and government leadership, infrastructure modernization sessions covering power, water, and port systems. So we're talking about the capacity here on Guam. We know we have limited capacity. We're only 30 miles long, 8 miles wide, so there's only so much we can do capacity-wise. Innovation in construction, technology, and resilience, workforce development, housing, supply, and logistics solutions for sustained regional growth. Because we're talking about military buildup, we're not just talking about what's happening inside the fence, but what's happening outside the fence. And industry engagement and teaming partner development. And like we keep going back to, networking is a huge part of this conference. And you're going to have so many wonderful networks after this. And here on Guam, your network is your net worth.
Very nice.
Yeah, and just to add to that, you talked about contracts with military and federal companies and with the military. So engaging with those two entities, you'll be able to learn. If you don't know already, you'll be able to learn. And if you know already, maybe you'll be able to add more input to the forum.
And I know when I was at the forum a couple of years ago, at the time, AI, some of the more modern information technology concepts and ideas were really being put into play at that point. I would assume, Phil, that those are going to be like more of a major theme, because there were a lot of IT people at the last forum, and they were talking about, the security aspects, the privacy aspects, and, when you're setting up these incredibly large, complex projects and everything like that, that is a critical component. Absolutely.
And we're going to be adding a couple more sessions and panels and speakers that are going to be coming to talk about that.
Okay, so who is the target audience? Because, this is very, very broad in scope, and we don't want, people just to think it's only in the very esoteric community of, just architects, just engineers, just project managers. There's a lot of people that could take away really good information.
Yeah, so of course our military community is going to be there. People from different levels of the military branches. We're going to be having experts who are coming from off island to talk about certain things that involve the Indo-PACOM region. That's going to be a much larger scale for a lot of us. Contractors particularly are going to be there, of course, engineers, and any of the businesses that have anything to do with contracts on Guam, working as subcontractors on Guam. We hope, obviously are going to be there.
We want to future-proof like our island to make sure that, we're set up for future success. How about like at UOG, because with the new engineering school, do we want to involve, the kids that are now getting engineering degrees or studying that discipline to basically say, this is your community and, this is the pipeline you want to be part of?
Absolutely. If you're just maybe just exploring engineering, or you're a student at the University of Guam, or you're just curious, I absolutely encourage you to participate. To get more information at guamindustryforum.com. Again, I think we all have a stake here, and I love that you see everyone around us. If you call Guam home, you recognize the importance of workforce development and getting those skills and those trades. And then thank you to the University of Guam for officially opening their School of Engineering. They're starting new programs, I believe construction management. You're also seeing the Guam, the GCA, they've always been instrumental in helping us produce more tradesmen. Also the Guam Community College with their boot camps. So I think everyone's moving in the right direction, and I think this Guam Industry Forum is just going to help us align even more and then go down the road and understand the outlook and where we can actually participate and make Guam better together. Okay, guys. Well, thanks so much. I know you've got a lot on your plate and everything. So, Phil, Crystal, we'll see you at the DUCIT on the 28th.
We'll see you there.
GuamIndustryForum.com.
Thanks, Jason.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
After a crazy busy day, think the Ultimate Hut Bundle. Pizza, the easy indulgence, no drama wings, and sticks to lift your spirit. Dinner solved, all for only $36.99 from Pizza Hut.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade.
On the field, on the court, in the game. But what happens beyond the game? Get stories behind the stats, the players behind the plays, and the teams making an impact on and off the field. Join us every weekend on KUAM News Weekend Edition for Beyond the Game, because sports are more than just a score. Only on KUAM, Guam's leader in sports coverage, Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. Half a day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas here in studio with Coach Steve Pangilinan, Coach Rich Bora from Team Guam Men's Volleyball. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. The sport is growing for both genders at the club level, at the middle school level, at the high school level, all the way up to the national level with you guys. And in no small part is it due to the fact that you guys are giving young people opportunities and chances. But we have an opportunity now to give back because we have amazing shirts. I love merch and everything like that. So, all right, so Coach Steve, what you guys got 3 colors?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is our fundraiser effort. T-shirt sales is always a good way to go because, you know, whoever's supporting you gets a T-shirt, right?
There you go.
But yeah, the design is the tribal design was made from one of our training members, C. Calvin, and he drew up that design. But yeah, it's still fairly simple. Plain colors, but if you could support the team if you know one of the team members, you can buy from them, or you can reach out to us if you're just interested in wearing one of the shirts, and we'll sell one to you.
Okay, Rich, now I know there are a lot of things going on at the policy level to get the volleyball community, you know, our own training facility. They're talking about possibly making it like in Aganis Springs and everything like that. They're talking about like having dedicated venues and everything like that, in proper ways that soccer has blown up, that rugby has blown up, that basketball has blown up and everything like that. But it takes money and everything like that. But the proceeds generated from these sales are going to support like athletes, coaches, programs and everything all across the board, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're hoping that the growth we hope to see that explosion soon, but currently it's still funded in large part by the coaches and the team members. So finding a facility, of course, like you mentioned, you know, we're fortunate that we have a partnership with our facility, but it still costs money. And over the last 3 years that we've been trying to prep a men's national team for whatever competitions they are, that funding has come out of the pockets of the men. So this is just one of the efforts to help kind of recoup some of those funds that we've been putting into our own training and stuff.
Okay, now a little backstory. Now, these 2 guys are my boys from way back, right? I mean, we were all playing at Agani Heights Gym when that was the first village gym, which had like a nice floor, you know, completely remodeled and everything like that. And guys, back then, you know, even if you went all the way up to the national team level, you could go to the highly invitational tournament in Hawaii, or you could play like in the South Pacific Games and go somewhere else in the Pacific. That was about it. But you know, you guys now, you take trips all over the country. You know, we have won at high levels, and consistently the sport has evolved and everything like that. So how do you, Steve, actually elevate like a program and you know, as the game change, make sure that our players are, you know, like where they need to be to compete?
Okay, so like you said, how do we elevate? First, you gotta be consistent, right? We gotta give opportunities for these kids to play year round. For the teams that we bring off island, we try and incorporate those weight training sessions as well, because we know that as an athlete nowadays, you can't just show up and play. If you want to play at a high level, you need to have some of that weight training behind you. So we do
which
those
we
things.
never did, by the way.
But yeah, we do those things, and then we make it a point to every summer bring teams off island, because that's the only way. We play each other all year long, but it's something different when you see a team same age as you, but their level is just like a notch above, and that it's inspiring. And it also, some kids respond like right away. They're like, they elevate their play to try and match the kids across the net. So that exposure is very important to raising Guam's level overall.
Okay, and then Rich, this is interesting because you're also part of the first generation of the New Heights Volleyball Club, right? Going all the way back to when the club first started. Yeah. So how do we actually take players when they're young and when they're kids showing up to the gym and just say, hey, that looks like fun and everything like that, and say, you know, if you have an interest in this, there is a pathway for you to possibly make it all the way up to, you know, national team level. I mean, you can be wearing one of these jerseys and, you know, play for your hometown.
Yeah, so I think now is an amazing time for youth volleyball. When we were coming up, most of the clubs were adult clubs, right? We played for Piva, I played for New Heights, you know. But now we've seen a lot of these clubs transition into youth clubs. So the Hagen Volleyball Club with the Robagos and Chris Shepard and those guys. When we used to play them as an adult team, now almost all the clubs have transitioned into a youth program. So there's so many amazing opportunities across the island. So when we have guys and girls come out to our Isa Heights Club just to check us out, if they're coming from far away, then we know that there's, geographically on the island, we can tell you where to go and find some volleyball. And you just get developed through that. So I think it used to be just at the schools, right? Middle school, high school level, but now there's so many clubs. They all cater to the youth programs, all the way down from, we call our group the Nennies, those elementary school kids, all the way up to the 18U, and these guys are playing off island. It's we put a lot of kids that are playing in college now, and just as all the other clubs have done. So I think
and
it's
coaching
amazing.
in college too. Guam's own Donan Cruz, second national championship. He won Division III when he was at in Indiana, right?
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. On the field, on the court, in the game. But what happens beyond the game? Get stories behind the stats, the players behind the plays, and the teams making an impact on and off the field. Join us every weekend on KUAM News Weekend Edition for Beyond the Game, because sports are more than just a score. Only on KUAM, Guam's leader in sports coverage, Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade.
In honor of America's 250th anniversary, Jeep and Captain America are saluting real captains of America.
All clear, Cap.
Heroes like Captain Nuger, Captain Enda.
Team, I got eyes on Cap.
Captain Murray.
Copy that.
Captain McCall. And all those who served our country.
Need a lift, Captain?
Brought my own, Captain.
And as America's veteran SUV, Jeep is built for freedom and driven by heroes.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
And now here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout out sent to us on KUAM.com.
I don't know what I've been told.
I don't know what I've been told.
Someone here is getting old.
Someone here is getting old.
Your Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake winner.
Where this week goes to.
Okay, everybody, we are ending this week with a positive note. Malia Flores is this week's winner of a Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake. They are wonderful. They are delicious. They are going to make somebody's day. And as our birthday celebrant, Malia, one of several, you are this week's extra birthday present winner. So we hope you enjoy your prize and look out for a message from us to let you know we can swing by Cold Stone Creamery and say, hey, I'm this week's winner. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
That's going to do it for us here on a weekend edition. Visit KUAM.com or follow us at KUAM News on social media for the latest news. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. Have a safe evening.
It's the One Micronesia Show, brought to you by Bank of Hawaii. Reach your possible.
Ali, Bogitin, Hafajay Zantiro, Rananim, Kasleli, Lengo, and Yakwe. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the One Micronesia.